Hello, welcome to the Diet and Nutrition webinar. My name is Dr Omar Kowlessar. I'm a clinical psychologist and I will be guiding you through this webinar today, which will last approximately 23 minutes. Over the course of this webinar, we will be covering the following areas: to develop a basic understanding of nutrition, to learn a range of strategies to help achieve a healthy diet and weight, and finally, to learn how to cook healthy meals from limited ingredients. There's a lot of conflicting information about diet and nutrition in the media, and so it's easy to get confused about what we should or shouldn't eat. So I'd like to start by getting back to the basics and explore what a healthy diet actually is. The World Health Organization describes a healthy diet as something that protects us from malnutrition and non-communicable diseases. This makes sense to health professionals. However, for most people, these aren't terms that they'd normally use and can add to the confusion. So just to be clear, malnutrition literally means poor nutrition and can refer to getting too much or not enough nutrients from our diet. Non-communicable diseases, or NCDs, are also known as chronic diseases or long-term health conditions. They are the result of a combination of genetic, physiological, environmental and behavioural factors. The main types of NCDs include diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancers, and respiratory problems like COPD. If we want to better understand nutrition, we first need to have a good understanding about nutrients. Food provides us with a range of different nutrients that have different roles, like providing energy or being needed for growth. Nutrients can be roughly divided into two main groups: macronutrients and micronutrients. Carbohydrate, protein and fat are macronutrients. Macro means large, and so we need to eat these in relatively large amounts in our diet. These provide the body with energy and are the building blocks for growth and maintenance. Vitamins and minerals are micronutrients, which are essential in small amounts to work properly. Let's now briefly explore macronutrients in a bit more depth. Carbohydrates provide the body with energy. They're found in all starchy foods, such as bread, rice, potatoes, pasta, and breakfast cereals. But they're also in simpler forms, such as the sugars present in fruits, vegetables, and milk. We're constantly being told to eat more fibre, but what exactly is fibre? Dietary fibre is a term that is used for non-digestible carbohydrates. The reason we're told to eat more is because, first of all, we don't eat enough as a nation. Secondly, it helps our digestive health and reduces the risk of constipation. And finally, it can significantly reduce the risk of developing certain diseases, such as type 2 diabetes and colon cancer. Let's have a look at protein in more detail now. Protein provides amino acids, which are like the building blocks for our cells. Our bodies can't produce all of the amino acids we require, and so we need to get these from our diets, hence the term essential amino acids. We need protein for normal growth and the maintenance of health. Proteins also provide us with energy. Examples of foods high in protein, as we can see here, include meat, fish, eggs, dairy products, cereal products such as bread, soya products, nuts and pulses. Now let's look at the last macronutrient, fat. Fat provides essential fatty acids that we can't make ourselves, but we need in small amounts. As well as energy, it's required for a range of bodily processes and to maintain the normal structure of cells in the body. It also carries essential fat-soluble vitamins, and it is important for their absorption. Examples of foods containing fat include fats and oils, meat and meat products, dairy foods, oily fish, nuts, seeds, and avocados. Although water is not always included in the strict definition of a nutrient, it is essential for life and health. We should all aim to drink around 6 to 8 glasses of water each day. We'll come back to this later in the webinar. Let's move on to micronutrients. Vitamins can be further split into two types: water-soluble and fat-soluble. Water-soluble vitamins include the B-complex group and vitamin C. These are dissolvable in water and readily absorbed into tissues for immediate use. Because they are not stored in the body, they need to be replenished regularly in our diets. Fat-soluble vitamins are absorbed by fat globules that travel through the small intestine and are distributed through the body via the bloodstream. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, excess fat-soluble vitamins are stored in the liver and tissues for future use. Because fat-soluble vitamins are not readily excreted, they can accumulate to toxic levels if taken in excess. Where a well-balanced diet can't cause toxicity, overdosing on fat-soluble vitamins can. Both types of vitamins help your body to grow and work in the way it should. Vitamins have different jobs, such as helping you resist infections, keeping your nerves healthy, and helping your body get the energy from food. Minerals also help your body to function. Some minerals, like iodine and fluoride, are only needed in very small quantities, whereas others, such as calcium, magnesium, and potassium, are needed in larger amounts. As with vitamins, if you eat a varied diet, you will probably get enough of most minerals. Briefly touching on vitamin and mineral supplements now. Most people should be able to get all the vitamins and minerals they need by eating a healthy, varied diet without taking a supplement. Bear in mind that there's no evidence that these can prevent or treat viral infections, but there is some evidence that vitamin C may reduce the duration and severity of the common cold, but this is caused by a different type of virus, and it's not clear whether vitamin C would have any effect on the coronavirus symptoms. You all need energy to grow, stay alive, keep warm, and be active. Energy is provided by the carbohydrate, protein, and fat in the food that we drink and consume. It is also provided by alcohol. Different food and drinks provide different amounts of energy. Energy is measured in units of kilocalories or kilojoules. 1 kilocalorie is equivalent to 4.18 kilojoules. Carbohydrate contain 3.75 calories per gram. For the purposes of food labeling, this is rounded up to 4. Protein contains 4 kilocalories per gram. Alcohol contains 7. Fat contains 9. The amount of energy a food contains per gram is known as its energy density. So we can describe fats as more energy dense than protein or carbohydrate. The total energy content of a food can be found by burning it and measuring how much heat is released. Foods with fewer calories per gram, such as fruits, vegetables, low-fat soups, lean protein and fiber-rich foods, have a relatively low energy density. Foods with a high fat or low water content, such as chocolate, cakes, biscuits, deep-fried foods and snacks, butters and oils, have a relatively high energy density. Carbohydrates produce glucose, which is the most important source of energy for the body. People often talk about the benefits of a low-carb diet. However, if the diet is low in carbohydrate, a greater percentage of dietary protein is used to produce glucose, which means less is available for growth and repair of the body tissues. Thus, carbohydrate in the diet has a protein-sparing effect. How much you weigh depends on the balance between how much energy you consume from food and drinks and the total amount of energy that is used by your body. Essentially, when you consume more energy than you use, you put on weight. And if you consume less energy from your diet than you use, then you lose weight. But if you eat and drink the same amount of energy as you use up, you are in energy balance and your weight remains the same. It is important for your health to maintain a healthy weight. The Eat Well guide shows the different types of foods and drinks we should consume and in what proportions to maintain a healthy, balanced diet. You do not need to achieve this balance with every meal, but try to get the balance right over a day or even a week. Here are 6 key points. Eat at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and vegetables every day. Base meals on potatoes, breads, rice, pasta, or other starchy carbohydrates, choosing whole grain versions where possible. Have some dairy or dairy alternatives, such as soya drinks, choosing lower fat and lower sugar options. Eat beans, pulses, fish, eggs, meat and other proteins, including 2 portions of fish every week, one of which should be oily. Choose unsaturated oils and spreads, and eat them in small amounts. Drink 6 to 8 glasses of water each day. Tips for achieving a healthy diet. Get into the habit of looking at food labelling. Most supermarkets now display nutritional information on the front of pre-packed food. This can be really useful when you'd like to quickly compare different products. The reference intake are guidelines about the approximate amount of nutrients and energy required for a healthy diet. Some labels also use red, amber and green colour coding to help make healthier decisions. So basically, the more green on the label, the healthier it is. What we eat as snacks can have a massive impact on how healthy our diet is and how controlled our weight is. So here's 5 tips to help you manage your snacking. Check the food labels. Be aware of exactly what you're eating. Replace snacks that are high in saturated fat, salt, sugar and calories for healthier snacks such as unsalted nuts or fresh fruit. This can be a great way of achieving your 5-a-day target. Think about portion size. It's sometimes far too easy to open a sharing bag of crisps, and before you know it, you've eaten a lot. Split the pack into smaller portions, and remember, you can eat larger portions of fruit and veg. Before you reach for that biscuit because it's easily accessible, take a moment and consider whether you are actually hungry. Although the research is limited, it has been suggested that listening carefully to your body's hunger cues, rather than, for example, eating in response to your emotions, may help some people avoid overeating. Finally, if you tend to need a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack to satisfy your hunger until the next meal, then planning ahead may help you make sure these snacks are healthy and that your overall diet is nicely balanced. Here are some examples of some healthy snacks. A large banana or a small piece of reduced fat cheddar cheese and tomatoes. Carrot sticks and 2 tablespoons of low-fat hummus. A slice of wholemeal toast with low-fat spread and no added sugar or salt peanut butter. Here are some other examples. Plain unsweetened low-fat yogurt can be topped with a low-sugar breakfast cereal, granola or muesli, or even fresh fruit to make a healthy and tasty snack. Pop your own popcorn and sprinkle with your choice of spices, for instance cinnamon, smoked paprika or chili. You can even get creative and make your own cereal bars by mixing together 2 ripe bananas, some oats, some peanut butter with chopped seeds or nuts, and baking in the oven for 25 minutes. If you're buying cereal bars, use the food labels to choose those ones lower in sugars. Sometimes it can be really tempting to overeat, and when we're stuck at home, this temptation can be a real problem. So if we can understand how to keep ourselves feeling fuller for longer, the temptation to overeat can be kept at bay. Foods high in protein and fibre makes us feel fuller for longer, so try to ensure that these are always included in your meals. Chewing your food more slows down how fast we eat, can help you cut down on how much you eat and how full you feel after eating. Alcohol has 2 negative effects. It can stimulate appetite and also influence our motivation to eat healthily. Be mindful. Paying attention to your food while you eat can help you enjoy it more and help you notice when you are full, preventing you from overeating. Finally, get into cooking. We all have to eat at least a few times each and every day, so why not develop your cooking skills? There's a wealth of free resources on the internet, so why not try to learn some new healthy recipes? Also, if you've got kids, get them involved too. This can be a great way to have fun, learn new skills, and understand the importance as a family of eating healthily. I'd now like to have a look at a few tips that can help you make healthy meals during this difficult time. Pasta and rice are really popular staples, but they are quick to sell out. If this is the case, you could always look for alternatives, such as packs of noodles, couscous, bulgur wheat, quinoa or barley. You may also find ready prepared packs of grains available. Although these are usually more expensive than dried, they can be a convenient option for a quick meal. You can swap these for pasta or rice in a dish you already make. For example, you can combine couscous with bolognese sauce, add quinoa or barley to soups or stews. Cans are a great store-covered ingredient. Kidney beans, chickpeas or bolotti beans can be used to make quick, nutritious meals providing fibre, protein and micronutrients. You can simply fry these with some onions and other vegetables, or add them to grains with some herbs or spices. You can also add them in salads, stews and soups. Dried beans or chickpeas can be really good value, although they need to be soaked overnight and boiled before use. Dried lentils can be added straight to dishes like pasta sauces or curries to cook. Canned fish like salmon, mackerel or sardines can be added to sauces, made into dips, or served with salad or on toast, and these all count as an oily fish. They're also a great source of protein, vitamin D and omega-3 fatty. Dried fruit provide fibre and nutrients like copper and iron and can be added to breakfast cereal or porridge, mixed with yogurt or used in puddings like rice pudding. They can also work in savoury dishes like stews or tagines, or mixed with grains and pulses to make a salad. Because they are high in sugar, it's best to keep them to meal times rather than as snacks. We hear so much about what we should and shouldn't eat, so I'd like to finish off by looking at a few diet myths. Skipping meals can make you feel tired and hungry, meaning you'll be more likely to reach for high-fat, high-calorie snacks, or compensate with bigger meals when you do eat. It's harder to make a healthy choice when you are very hungry. Depriving yourself of all the foods you enjoy won't work, and banning certain foods often makes us want to eat them even more. You will eventually give in to temptation and abandon your efforts, and this can lead to feelings of guilt and failure. Remember, one slip does not have to mean a fall, and there's no harm in allowing yourself a treat now and again. It doesn't matter when you eat if you're eating too much. That said, it's healthier for your digestive system not to eat a heavy meal before you go to bed. We are still learning about the timing of eating on metabolism. However, many of us tend to overeat in the evenings when we're tired. So aim to eat your evening meal at least 2 to 3 hours before retiring for the night. No foods can actually help you burn fat. The important thing is eating less calories than you're using, rather than eating specific foods that are thought to have special properties. Remember, the key is to eat a balanced diet. Gram for gram, carbohydrate is less than half the calories of fat. However, you do still need to keep an eye on the portion sizes and choose the right types of carbohydrate. Opt for whole grains like oats, brown rice and wholemeal bread, and pasta, rather than white versions or sugary foods and drinks. Watch out for high calorie additions too. Fillings and toppings like creamy sauces and cheeses will dramatically increase the fat and calorie content of your meal. Thank you for listening. I hope that you have found this webinar informative and that it helps to support you to make changes to your diet. Take care.